Top link in the description down below. Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. So, hype. It's nothing new. Hype's been around for a long time, and I'm not just talking about in the games industry. You watch a trailer for a movie, it's just pure hype. And you could go to that movie and think, oh, that was actually terrible, even though the trailer made it look rather good. Or you could actually go and say, wow, it lived up to the hype, hence the saying. But of course, when there's a product to be sold, there is always going to be hype. But over the years, hype seems to have taken on a completely new definition. I mean, it doesn't matter how bad a game may be. They will hype it up to the nines. They will say that it does things that it can never possibly live up to. We have a concept, and our concept is this, and this game will do this, and this. And then when it releases, it does not do that at all. There's a not-so-fine line between reality and hype, and companies are becoming increasingly braver when it comes to stepping over in an attempt to sell a product that isn't even out. BlizzCon 2013 was the most egregious of these situations. The Blizzard panel came out to announce the next World of Warcraft expansion, Warlords of Draenor, and they espoused many forms of content that were going to arrive that never, ever materialized, and they were never, ever replaced. Garrison trophies, gone. Any zone for your garrison, gone. Pet battle breeding, gone. Ashran Siege Warfare, gone. Tanaan Jungle being available at launch, gone. Trial of the Gladiator PvP, gone. Farallon and the Ogre Islands, gone. Capital Cities, gone. And when nothing replaces these, you get what you got with Warlords of Draenor, a customer base that was fuming. And the World of Warcraft subscription numbers absolutely plummeted, and trust in the World of Warcraft was seriously breached. And the more accepted hype becomes, the more risks companies are willing to take when it comes to trying to push a product. And then you get a situation that you got this year at BlizzCon 2018. Hey, it's Blizzard again. Where Wyatt Chen came out on stage and talked about how super excited they were to announce a brand new Diablo game to their audience, and nothing brings a family together more, because of course they were reducing the rating from mature down to PG-13. Family. Then slaying demons, and how he stumbled over his words at the end when all he had to say is, "You're the best audience out there." Ugh, when you have to stumble over those words, something's wrong. But then, just moments later, in a press conference, the co-founder of Blizzard Entertainment, Alan Adam, just brazenly says to his true audience, the press, to the people who will report and push this, oh yeah, it's not meant for them. It's not meant for our core audience that we've built up over the last couple of decades that have put all their time, effort and money into supporting our company and its products. Now, it's not for them. No, it's for China and for us trying to flog microtransactions to children. Wow. The truth comes out when they're talking to the audience that they want to talk to. And then you have companies that are so sure that their products will sell no matter what, that they can quite happily turn around to their audience and say, if you don't want it, don't buy it. I wonder how that would turn out for them. I wonder how that would turn out for them. I wonder. And so that takes us back to Bethesda and E3 of this year with the announcement of Fallout 76. It was relatively vague as to exactly what the game was going to be, but we knew that it was going to be 4 times the size of Fallout 4, and we knew that it was going to be multiplayer. We knew that you could construct bases, we knew there were going to be nukes being able to drop, and we also knew that there would be some sort of PvP orientated activity. Now, people were a little bit cautious, to say the least. This was, of course, not because necessarily of Bethesda, but the direction of the franchise, as the Elder Scrolls series and the Fallout series had been single-player offerings, so how it would translate to a multiplayer game was always going to cause certain questions. But Todd Howard, he hyped it. He hyped it up to the nines. He even joked about bugs in Bethesda games because he read it online. But this, of course, this would just work. This would just work. And so when it released in November and the utter catastrophe that followed it, oh my. In another week of pretty catastrophic PR with Bethesda, where they released some patch notes stressing what they were fixing with the game. However, they neglected to mention what they were also tweaking and changing. Not to mention, of course, that the fixes brought their own bugs. And then people demanded that they release the full patch notes. And then we have something in the bug department in just one patch that looks something like this. Oh me. Oh my, oh goodness me, and the game is still in an absolutely unplayable state for most people. So with people's faith in Bethesda at an all-time low, with the fact that this could seriously damage the company when it comes to future projects like Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6, was there anything that Bethesda could have done to have prevented this? And I think there is. They could have just told the truth. Now, I know it seems like a novel concept for a gaming company to actually be open and honest with their audience. There are far too few companies that are prepared to do that nowadays. But this, for Bethesda, was a prime example of how you should have actually have done that. I mean, even back at E3, they would have known the state of Fallout 76 when they announced it to the audience. And bearing in mind the state that it was in a meager 1 to 2 weeks before launch when they finally released their Break It beta, they would have known there was no way, absolutely no way, that this game would be released in November in any true fit state to be played. And so the truth was the best weapon that Bethesda had. You see, the truth protects you. If you are honest and open with your audience, the truth protects you. Not only that, but your audience will appreciate exactly what you're trying to do and say. And so at E3, instead of Todd Howard coming up on stage, overhyping Fallout 76, mocking the fact that Bethesda games have bugs, he could have come out and said, this is the future of the Fallout franchise for the next few years. We are producing currently an online Fallout game. Now, it is in its infancy, and we have our ears open about how you would love to have this world created and crafted. But come November of this year, we are actually going to release it as an early access title that over the next few years will be shaped and crafted by its playing audience. Not only would this have allowed Bethesda to release the product that they had, and to be perfectly honest with you, I think more people would have been quite happy to have an early access Fallout 76, fully aware that there were going to be problems as long as Bethesda were working hard to try and tweak and change it and fix bugs and look into situations and problems that the game would have. For instance, like its distinct lack of NPCs and the vacuous world that it creates. And also the end game being very, very minimal at best in its current form. There doesn't seem to be any true progression as to why you would set the nukes off to spawn the demon, to kill the demon, to get better gear, to go back and do it again. But if you could do it anyway, what? You see where I'm coming from. The input that the Fallout community could have given to Bethesda as to how to morph this game into the generic mess that it currently is, into something rather special, would have built up great community trust between Bethesda themselves and their audience, and allowed them to work synergistically to create a product that was great for both parties. And you might be saying to yourself, yeah, but that would greatly affect the sales of the product itself. I would disagree with that, because the Break It beta affected the sales of the product. You had people creating videos like, don't buy Fallout 76, and there were others all over the internet decrying this game. Don't buy it, don't touch it, don't go anywhere near it, because there is a distinct difference between a retail product release and an early access product. And people, certainly the Bethesda community, would be salivating at the opportunity to mold, craft, and create for years to come a Fallout online universe. I think it would have been a very, very attractive proposition indeed. And hell, it wouldn't have even have to compromise the Power Armor Edition. You could have called that the Survival Kit, and people still would have purchased it. Maybe be a bit more honest about the bag situation, or if you knew that you were going to have to change the quality of a product, at least talk to your audience about it before just doing it willy-nilly. But people still would have lapped it up, and it would have sold, in my eyes, pretty decently indeed. And the honesty that Bethesda would have given would have translated to word of mouth in the community. And as the game progressed, and bugs started to get fixed, and feedback started to be provided to the development team, people would have been coming out onto the forums, hey, this game is shaping up really well indeed. Hey, Bethesda are listening to the feedback of their audience. Something special is being created here. And the more good feedback a game gets, the more people want to jump in and have a crack at it. You just have to look at how popular a game like Conan Exiles was when it went into early access, and how many copies that sold because of the Conan IP. It wasn't really Funcom that people were running to and purchasing the product for. No, it was the Conan IP. So you translate that to Bethesda, a company which was loved by people, and Fallout 76 as an online Fallout game, and then said, an early access online world for Fallout. I think sales would have been huge. But all Bethesda had to do was tell the truth. And that's the one thing they couldn't do. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description box down below, as is the link to my Teespring store, where I've got some hoodies and some t-shirts and some mugs and some iPhone cases, because whatever. So please feel free to check that out and support the channel as well. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.